profile on Al Linder was one of my first feature assignments with the magazine. I remember enjoying the telephone interview and thinking what a neat person this was. One of his quotes in particular stood out to me, and it was about his first job in the propane industry. Al said, "I told the fellow who hired me that I would give it 90 days. If I found that it was not challenging and not something I could make a career out of, I would start looking for something else." That 90 days turned into 43 years.
With his career in propane spanning over 4 decades, Al Linder established himself as a safety-minded and influential industry leader. Linder held positions from propane sales and service at the suburban companies to managerial roles at Williams Energy, to overseeing retail operations and technical services at Coast Gas in his native California. Even after all of that, some of his most important work was just beginning as chairman of the NFPA Technical Committee on Liquefied Petroleum Gases. Rare for a propane industry representative to hold such a position. Motivated in part by the 1973 railroad tank car incident during a propane transfer in Kingman, Arizona, Linder began to focus on needed safety improvements to bulk plant design. He had already been considering new plant designs to accommodate the increase in railroad tank car sizes. Bulk plant safety became a priority for him, and also what he viewed as a personal responsibility. What resulted was the concept of redundant fail-safe product control measures, a term Linder coined. The emergency shutoff valve became an active element in plant operation, and the concept of low-emission transfer was also developed. Ultimately, distance requirements were reduced, and propane could be stored and used where it might not otherwise be possible. Linder introduced the product control measures to the NPGA's Technology and Standards Committee, which he chaired, and they were adopted into NFPA 58. These measures eventually became the basis for the Fire Safety Analysis Manual, and they continue to impact the industry today. Bill Stewart of Blue Star Gas told LP Gas Magazine in 2010 that Al Linder is the most well-informed engineer in designing safety in propane plants that I know. He is the inventor of the concept of product control in handling liquefied petroleum gases. Linder has received industry-wide praise for his work. The Western Propane Gas Association honored him with its Distinguished Service Award in 2008, and the NPGA honored him a year later with its Safety Award. Linder says his time in the industry was challenging and rewarding. That challenge was what he sought early in his career. Overall, he enjoyed the people with whom he worked and served on various committees.
It's really an honor for me to be up here in place of Al Linder. And as you can see from the video, there's not much more I can say. He was so into safety. And I had an opportunity to speak to Al before I came out a couple of times. And what he wanted to emphasize, I asked him, what message do you want me to deliver? And he said, make sure that you thank everybody that had anything to do with supporting him through his career. But especially his recently deceased wife, Helen. He was very adamant that no matter what Al did, she was going to be behind him and support him all the way through. I don't know what else to add to it. I think that the product control thing was really Al's thing. The fire safety analysis really came online as tied to that. And he was just thrilled, I think, to be a part of it. And one thing I would like to emphasize on his behalf is his appointment as chairman of the NFPA 58 Technical Committee. I don't know if any of you know the workings of that committee, but I can say this, that we've had a lot of success as an industry in that committee, the 58 committee. And unfortunately, that's led to a lot of well, I don't want to say arrow throwing or arrow shooting, whatever you might want to call it, about the industry controls that committee to too large of a degree. So NFPA has always been cognizant of that. The fact that Al was actually appointed to be the chairman of that group shows the respect that he had amongst the fire service people and the work that he did in promoting safety in the propane industry. So that in itself is a great testament to his legacy. And I wish he could be here to see all these people because he's a humble guy, but he would really be thrilled. So thank you on Al's behalf.